In this video, I'm going to discuss 5 different resistance bands exercises that I do in my home gym setup that I actually don't really like to perform depending on how much tension they produce, the setup, or some other factor that just makes me kind of not like to do it overall, but it is a good enough exercise to have in my program. And to start off the list, we have the front squat. And the main reason I have this in here is for when you start adding on a bit more resistance, so if you start combining bands, with the bar and the platform, getting into the starting position is actually pretty difficult, and it may actually be something that could cause injury if you're not too careful. So once you have a lot of bands, you'll have a lot of tension as you start to stretch the band and stand up into that, what I'd say, starting position for a squat. You could always start low, but I really like to try and get the standing position first. But in the standing position, again, you have tons of tension pulling you down and a little forward, meaning that you're going to activate some muscles in your legs and probably like your lower back to stay in the upright position. This could also cause a set to end early, which you do have to watch out for because you want to be training as close to failure as you can or to failure. So this is just a hindrance in that. So make sure that if you're setting this up, you're doing it safely and you're using a resistance that is proper for you. But do know, as I've added on more and more resistance, I've liked to do this exercise less and less. So an alternative to the front squat would be something like suitcase squats. Now, if I did this personally, I'd actually have it now twice in my program, which is fine, but I'm probably going to swap out the second time I do it in the week to something like split squats. That way I get some independent work on each leg instead of having both working at the same time in a fixed position. So that is something I may switch to myself. That way, as I start adding on more and more bands, I can actually really challenge my legs versus wondering if I'm even getting to failure or trying to make sure I stand in the proper position to do the exercise with that much tension on it. Now, exercise number 2 has a similar issue to number 1, and that is the setup with the standing overhead press. So you have to get into that really low kind of like squat position, get into it, and then stand up with the bar at your shoulder height, and then you have to press overhead. So the problem is going from that squat position into the standing position, which is the normal starting position for the overhead press. So that is where I found this exercise to be something that's very annoying, especially as you add on more and more tension. It's not so bad when I first started out, I was just testing out, but again, as I've added on more bands to the exercise, it's become more and more of an issue for me. There's not really a good exercise alternative for this. Yes, you could do something like lateral raises, upright rows, things of that nature, but I really like having this in my program. So it's probably something I'm going to keep in there and just have to deal with it, but do watch out for it as you start adding on more bands. Also, if you're using the platform I'm using, I noticed that getting into the position when I have a lot more bands as well, the bands kind of start to slide forward a bit as I think they're kind of escaping as I kind of squat down and put them up into the shoulder rack position. They kind of slide forward. So make sure they're not coming out underneath the platform or getting stuck there because it will change how you do the exercise. Just make sure you set it up and do it properly to stay safe. Moving on to the third exercise that I don't really like is the bent over row. And usually this is using the bar. The handles aren't too bad, but I'm talking about when using the bar. The main reason is that with bands, I found that this exercise puts a lot more tension on my lower back than using something like dumbbells or even with just normal free weights. My speediness it's not as bad with. It really seems to just be with bands. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but I've just really struggled to not have my lower back really affected when doing the bent over row with the bar. So again, you could switch to something like the handles for this, but I like to just do seated rows instead, where I have the platform up against a wall, the bands around that platform, and I just press against the platform to the wall so the band stays nice against the wall. And I do my rows that way. Just make sure that that platform's not going anywhere or the bands could slap you in the face. So be safe, try this alternative and see if it works better for you in terms of removing the lower back from being a big equation on if you can go to failure, depending on the resistance you are using. All right, exercise number 4 is going to be a setup one mostly. And it's going to be the lateral raise. So this really depends on which bands you're using and how much tension they have initially. So with the undersum bands and the smallest of the bands, I'll say the X small band, I can do this with the platform just fine. So putting the band underneath the platform, using the handles and doing lateral raises. However, with the SunPal bands, this is a different story. I can barely even do one, if that, with the platform because of the additional 4 inches of tension that's provided with the platform. It makes even the easiest band for me really, really, really difficult. Maybe I'll get like 1 or 2 reps max, but that's about it before my form is completely shot. So for this, what I like to do is actually just get rid of the platform. And because the bands aren't really caving in my ankles at all because I'm going away with my arms, I can just stand on the band instead. So again, one of the reasons for a standing platform is to help reduce the tension kind of curving in your ankles, especially when you get to higher amounts of tension with the bands. So because the bands are going away from you, you don't have that collapsing tension on your ankles, meaning you can just stand on the bands and do lateral raises until you can't do anymore. So that's what I do. I just stand on it, and it allows me to do at least 5 reps or so with the easiest band as I work my way up and get stronger over time. So again, really a setup issue for this one, but try it out if you're struggling to use the platform and doing lateral raises. All right, my last example is going to be a balance issue, and that is the calf raise. I also do have an issue with grip on this one, as I can do quite a bit of tension, but the main issue is definitely going to be balance. So with the calf raise, you're going to be having the standing platform, the handles, and the resistance bands. But I noticed that when I do this, my body likes to, as I go onto my tiptoes, like pull kind of forward, and I just lose my balance. So what I do is I make myself look like an idiot and put the platform near the wall, and then I lean my forehead against it just to keep balance, and then focus on the calves doing the rest of the work. I just need to make sure I just don't fall too far forward, and that is why I just kind of lean my head on a wall while doing this exercise, and it may help you. Otherwise, I've just found, again, I'm trying to focus more on balance in the exercise versus really focusing on the calves, doing the movement and getting the work I need them to do in order to get bigger and stronger. And one thing as a bonus, and it's not really a particular exercise, and that is I've really come to not like using my door anchor for exercises. I do mainly 2 with this, the pull down and the cable crunch. And I think they are kind of essential for the plan, but I just don't really like having them. There are workarounds, something like a pull down. You could do more of a bent over row, bringing your hands in. So again, using the handles, the J-hook handles, you could bring your hands closer to your waist to hit more of the lats, since this is a lat movement. I do like having a vertical pull, so that's why I just kind of suck it up and do it anyway, but you could get around it by doing that exercise as well. So again, there are alternatives. The other one is the cable crunch. There isn't really a great alternative for this one. Really just a normal crunch would be kind of your fallback here, but just know I'm not a huge fan of using the door, as you could also cause damage. They can also get stuck in your door. Those kind of things do happen. They could even open your door and get you injured. So I think of all this stuff, but I just make sure I set up in a safe way. I'm not damaging my door, picking a resistance that works for me, and I just do the exercise as prescribed. So again, one little bonus thing there that you can look into, if you have a way to anchor them without using door anchor and it's safer, that'd be better. I used to have the Iron Master Superbench Pro I hooked up my bands to, and that thing was awesome to use the bands with it, especially for vertical pulling exercises. So things you should be aware of when using the resistance bands. Again, they have been fun to use, and I'm testing them out right now, especially the SunPal bands, but those are just 5 main exercises I just kind of have issue with after doing more testing, and then a little bonus in there just so you are aware of if you are going the resistance bands route. The other exercises are awesome, and I love doing them. And if you want a free workout program you can try this out with and take a look at the exercises prescribed, go over to GamerBody.com. You can download it for free to test it out with your own resistance band setup.